I am here to give you guys a speech on vaccinating adolescents. I am not here to persuade you to vaccinate your children. I'm here to inform you of all the good that can come of it. So, let me ask you this. Have you vaccinated your children yet? How old are they? What is the reason if you haven't vaccinated them yet? Vaccinating our children at their well-child visit is a vital part of their health and the community's health. Everyone needs to know the basics of vaccinating. Vaccines can change a child's life forever. During the early life of a child, they are very prone to infections and diseases because their immunity hasn't built up yet and it isn't strong enough. This is the most crucial time because mortality rates are higher than compared to later in life. There are many myths that corrupt parents' minds into not vaccinating their children when they are young. Contagious diseases will be prevented, especially in the preschool years. The risks of getting vaccinations are much lower than those who don't go through vaccinations. A very important reason to vaccinate children is that immunization protects our future generations. Vaccines have reduced, and in certain cases have eliminated them completely. For a specific example, the smallpox vaccine eradicated that disease worldwide. Children no longer get the smallpox vaccine because it is no longer needed because the disease has been eradicated. By vaccinating our children against rubella, also known as German measles, the risk that pregnant women will pass this disease onto their unborn fetus has been decreased dramatically. With the new advances in our medical field, our children can be protected against virtually anything. Diseases that once could have easily wiped out our population or just thousands of people have vaccines now. They also work. Think about the children with cancer or the transplant recipients or other diseases that aren't stable enough to get these vaccines. If a healthy child isn't vaccinated, they may spread the disease to other children who are not medically capable of receiving this vaccine. Before vaccines are even given to children, they are tested in clinical trials for many, many years. The price we must pay for these vaccines are nothing compared to what we could succumb to. The price we pay is a small needle poked into our skin that causes discomfort for up to 3 days in that arm. The children will still have full motor skills afterward. Our children's health is very important, so why wait? By being protected against virtually anything from vaccines, you can prevent amputations or limb loss from serious diseases. Vaccine-preventable diseases can have issues such as brain damage, paralysis of limbs, hearing loss, convulsions, and even death may occur. The only reason you shouldn't vaccinate your child is if they are already chronically ill and are not able to take the vaccine for medical reasons, such as cancer or being a transplant recipient like I mentioned earlier. If healthy children don't get vaccinated, they increase the risk of spreading the disease to any unhealthy children who may be suffering through cancer or the transplant recipients, for an example. I am not saying you must vaccinate your children with every single vaccine that exists, just for the diseases that could and would start a lethal epidemic. It is very dangerous to not vaccinate your children. It can cause very serious injuries as well as other problems for them, as well as others. I would not be able to handle seeing my future children suffer from a preventable disease. I would see it as my fault if I didn't vaccinate my child, then I had to bring them to the hospital and to amputate their limb from meningitis or some other serious disease which could have easily been prevented. How would you feel if that was you bringing your son or daughter into the hospital to get their leg chopped off?